Hello and welcome back to the Pleistocene channel. My name is Daniel and this is Kerbal Space Program. This series is titled New Kerbin because we're going to try to find the Kerbals a home. Right now we're hoping it's going to be this home. So this is episode 2. We're going to try to continue our collection of data from around the planet. If you missed the first episode, basically what we're trying to do here is find out if a war 2,000 years ago has irradiated the planet to the point where it cannot sustain Kerbal life. So if they find out that it cannot sustain Kerbal life, then the Kerbals that are right now taking up residence in the Kerbal Space Center are going to have to find a new home among the stars. So we're going to continue our exploration of the planet, our data collection. I'm thinking we'll do a couple more missions today. This episode I'm hoping to get to orbit, so we're going to go ahead and take orbit. Orbit Kerbin. I want to get to orbit so that means we can pretty much get to anywhere on the planet we need to, because we can go up into orbit, we can go down back to the planet, so I think that'll be a good one. So what else do we have here? Observational surveys, which is stuff we're kind of going to do anyway. Maybe we should take some of those. I think we need a little bit more time before we do that. Okay. Tourists, we already have some civilians who want to take some flights. Where do these people want to go? They want to do suborbital space flight on Kerbin. We might actually be able to do that very soon, but I don't want to take civilian lives into my hands quite yet. Test the radial decoupler in flight, which means we have to be at a particular speed and a particular altitude. We actually might be able to do that. Let's go ahead and try that. We'll do the radial decoupler. I think we'll probably get that anyway, but it'll give us the part if we need it for the mission. Okay, so research and development. We did collect enough data to have our R&D team develop some new components. Alright, so we've got either general rocketry, which gives us the engine, the non-gimbling version of the LVT engine. We get a larger solid rocket booster and a larger liquid storage tank. Alright, so this one with the radial decoupler, this was actually the next one I was going to get anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and get that. And then we have 29 general science components left. We can't get any of those, so we might as well get the general rocketry. It'd be nice to have those large boosters, so let's do that. Alright, so we have two goals now. We've got to try to make our radial decoupler last until, pretty high up. I'm going to go ahead and open our Genesis 2 spacecraft. I want to go ahead and use this one. I think we're going to take off the flea engine and that stack decoupler. We're probably going to add to this the radial decouplers right here. And if we do 2 of them, I think we can get to the altitude we need to get to be able to complete this mission. So the contracts we have, if I can extend that, we need to, orbit Kerbin. That hopefully we're going to do as well, but even if we don't do it on this attempt, we will do it on a future attempt. But the other one is to get to the altitude 20,000 meters up. I'm not sure these will make it 20,000 meters actually. So I don't know. Let's try it. I'm not one to wait. So let's go ahead and test these decouplers. If we put on these, oh, these are big engines, really big engines. Okay, we did unlock the larger liquid fuel tanks. So let's go ahead and purchase those, and we will put those on here. So now we have a little more fuel before we put on the this right here, and then that will actually give us a little more room to be able to attach to these boosters. Alright, I don't like how we don't have the how many parts do we have actually? Okay, this is too big. This is too heavy. Although we could actually upgrade our launch pad. Let's call this the Genesis 3 before I screw something up here. The Genesis 3 spacecraft. Let's go ahead and leave the VAB, and we're going to upgrade our launch pad. That's actually one of the first things I like to upgrade anyway, just because, you know, the mass of the vessel gets pretty big pretty quick. The second thing I like to do is is not the VAB, but I wanted to see how many parts. So it supports up to 30 parts, so we will want to upgrade the VAB pretty soon. But the second thing I like to upgrade is either astronaut complex or mission control, because mission control, if we can have more contracts, we can be doing more at each time. The research and development is a pretty extensive upgrade. That's a pretty high cost, so we'll have to wait on that one. The administration building is kind of nice. You know, in fact, let's go ahead and set up a campaign here. I like to set up one where we trade reputation for scientific knowledge. So this takes 5% of the reputation gain and yields 1 science for each of them. So if we do a commitment of maybe, okay, how much? I don't even know how much reputation we actually have, because it's not a number up here. But I'm assuming that we want to keep, you know, if we do 1%, let's do 50%. Or I'm sorry, not 50%, 20%. So setup cost will be 50. Oh, we can't do that. That's the problem. Okay, so that's why we're having trouble with that. Okay, so let's do 15%. If I can get it, there we go. Yes. Okay, so now we will get a little less reputation each time, but it will yield one more in the scientific research and development, some kind of credits there. Anyway, moving on. We now have a launch pad that can support our vehicle that we just designed. So we have this. Unfortunately, we can't do anything to increase the stability of this craft yet. Well, okay, that's not true actually. So how many parts do we have? Okay, we still have potentially 9 parts we can add. So one thing we could do is actually add some of these. That's actually not very big. Why don't we get this one? Add some fins so we can increase the stability of this craft as it's going upward. Okay, so that should hopefully help to keep us stable. And then we can actually put some aerodynamic nose cones on it as well, because right now these are just flat surfaces. If we flew it up in the air now, these would be cause a lot more drag than if we put these nose cones on. That'll also help us with our stability, because the air will go around it. There won't be as many things creating strange alternate forces. Now I do wish that we had had some other things. Oh, you know what? We could go ahead and put a science bay on here. Forgot about that. Man, I'm spending money like crazy. Okay, we can put a science bay on that. I still feel like this is enough parachutes to be able to handle this. So yeah, we should be able to touch down pretty easily. Now I only have 2 parts left. So I was gonna add some legs, some landing legs to this, but I don't think I can now. When I have the chance, I want to buy or research the actual like support structures, the pylons that let you, I forget what they're called, but anyway, the like structural pylons that let you attach to the ship, and then when it takes off, they release. I'm sure I will remember what those are called in the future. Anyway, so I think this will sit on the launch pad okay. I would rather it have those supports, but I think it'll be okay anyway. Okay, so let's set up our staging. I want the 2 big boosters to go first. Then I want those to be decoupled. And then I want the other smaller rocket booster. Okay, there. Nope, that's wrong. There we go. Okay, then the smaller rocket booster right here, and then we decouple that. Then we go for the liquid booster, and then we decouple that, and then we have the drogue chutes, and then we have the main parachutes. Okay. I think we'll be okay. Now, the only problem that I see with this is if we do happen to get to orbit, we don't have any way well, unless we have some fuel left in this, which we can hope we do, but we don't have any way to actually get out of orbit. So I'm actually wondering if I don't have any very small engines. Okay, we'll just have to make do with this for now. If we leave someone up there, then we will have to go get them. Okay, so Jebediah is going on this mission. Jebediah went on the first one, Valentina went on the second one, now it's back to Jebediah's turn. Bob and Bill will actually have to wait until we have more seats in the command module, or we have some kind of remote unit that can pilot this craft. Otherwise, it's going to have to be piloted by a certified pilot. Okay, so I think this is ready. Let's go ahead and launch this baby. Oh, that did not fill me with confidence. That was a little bouncy. Hopefully we will stay together. If not, Jebediah will have to do some quick decoupling and somehow escape from there. Alright, we're going to turn on our stability control. That means Jebediah is taking control of this craft. And we'll start our countdown. We've got these main solid rocket boosters on the side going first. And hopefully we're going to get up to 20,000 meters before they run out of fuel. If I'm not actually sure if that's possible, but we're going to see. Alright, so we're throttling up and we're blasting off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Okay, we're a little wobbly. I'm not too crazy about that, but so far we seem to be going up, and that's all we can ask. Okay, so our contract is wanting us to be going 740 meters per second at least, and we need to be above 20,000 meters, which I really don't think we'll be able to make it up to 20,000 meters before we have to decouple these big solid rocket boosters. We have some air resistance going on now, so hopefully we will be okay. As long as the ship doesn't start turning end over end, we'll be okay. Okay, so I'm going to check now and see if after that, I don't know. Will we get up to it? Because I can wait. Are we going fast enough? No, we are not going fast enough. I'm going to go ahead and decouple, and we're going to push on. So maybe we can actually get into orbit. We'll see. I'm going to start a little bit of a gravity turn now that we've escaped most of the intense air pressures. And we're burning through our fuel in the solid booster, which is just fine. Need to start circularizing. But I can't actually turn any more than this. Alright, so now we have a gimbling engine. I'm just gonna turn straight up horizontal with the horizon and blast off again. Okay, so maybe this is gonna help. Okay, we're up. If we keep going this way, we'll be up over the atmosphere. So so this is good. So if I circularize from this point, we are not losing any oops, I turned my engines off. If we circularize from this point, we're not losing any altitude, so we're not like just wasting our fuel. Okay, I don't think we're gonna have enough fuel to actually get around the planet, but when we get up to this point, actually, we can probably go a little bit further if we wait to burn our engines again until we get to the apoapsis. So we're about to hit actual space, and the good thing is this is going to give us a chance to perform some other experiments that we brought with us this time. So here in this materials bay, we can observe some things. So out here in the microgravity of space, we've got the crystalline structures in our materials bay. We can go ahead and keep that experimental data. Now we already did our mystery goo experiment last time, so I'm gonna wait and I'm gonna do this on hopefully the way back down through the atmosphere. I'm gonna do it in the upper atmosphere because we have data collected from the lower atmosphere of Kerbin, but we don't have it from the upper atmosphere. Alright. So we hit our apoapsis at 87,000 meters, and I want to make sure I am getting as much out of this as I can. We don't have much fuel left, but I think we made some really good progress this time in terms of testing. So I don't have the upgraded tracking station yet, so I can't actually plan any maneuver nodes. But I really think that, here, if I recenter my view on Kerbin, I really feel like I can actually hit this landmass, which would give us a measurement of the amount of radiation on a completely different continent. I think I've already overshot this one a little too much, but it actually is the same continent as the Kerbal Space Center. So, actually, is this all one continent? Oh, that's okay. Oh no, there. Oh yeah, there is. Okay, apparently this is all one big landmass. I didn't even realize that until just now. There's some islands over here, but anyway, okay, we've hit our apoapsis, so I'm gonna go ahead and make sure we're on track, and I'm gonna hit my burn again. Okay, are we gonna be able to hit something land-wise? Alright, we might be able to hit that. We might very well might land in the water over here, so at this point we're kind of at the mercy of wherever we land. So I'm going to go ahead and detach this, go ahead and prepare for re-entry. We're going to be coming in pretty hot on re-entry because we're going over 2,000 meters per second, so we definitely want to make sure our heat shield is facing the direction we're going, and we're going to turn this way just so that Jebediah is able to see space as good as possible. Let's see, check out his view. I do want to upgrade the astronaut complex pretty quick because I want the Kerbals to be able to do EVAs relatively early. Alright, let's see. We can, our parachutes are apparently safe to deploy right now, but I don't think that'll be the case when we start falling back through the atmosphere. Jebediah seems really happy though. Alright, we're about to start coming through the atmosphere. Whenever we start slowing down, our trajectory is going to start moving back slowly. So as the air resistance starts braking us, our landing position is going to start moving back across the landscape this way. So we very well may land in this water right here. We may land on this little strip of land. I know we won't make it to this, unfortunately. That would actually be a really good landing spot. But for now, we'll either land on this or we will land in the water somewhere around it. So we'll see where we end up. We're also going to be landing, unfortunately, on the dark side of Kerbin. It is, we're leaving the light. Oh, I need to do a crew report. Forgot to do that last time. Almost missed it this time. I barely made that. Okay, so Jebediah recorded his thoughts as he was going, as he was flying on a suborbital trajectory over Kerbin. So we are now back in the atmosphere. We're going to start getting some resistance. We'll start seeing this trajectory moving back some, and we will start seeing some atmospheric effects very soon. How is our fuel? Okay, our electric charge is holding steady. Oh, we've apparently broken some more records. Oh, another land distance record. We have gone more than 100,000 kilometers. That's pretty cool. Okay, here's that little strip of land we were hoping for. Not sure we're going to make it to that, but we shall see. We shall see. Okay, we start seeing our ablative heat shield lighting up here. Alright, we've got some air resistance, atmospheric effects, which are really cool. I love those, by the way. Alright, so our trajectory is moving backward a little bit. I really feel like we're going to land in the water right over here. But, oh well, not much we can do about that. Okay, our heat shield is starting to heat up. It's going, heating up pretty significantly, so we're losing a little bit of it, but it's holding strong. We've got plenty. I'm not worried at this point. Flying like a rocket, because it is a rocket. Okay. Ooh. So far it's holding steady. So if we, I don't know. I think it's gonna keep falling backward. Need to correct a little bit, keep that heat shield facing straight down. Our speed is actually staying pretty high. Yeah, I really feel like this this bay right here is where we're gonna land. As we start, as it starts slowing us more and more, we're gonna lose a lot of that distance. That's all right. Even if he has to get data from the bay here on the other continent, we will hopefully be learning something. It is another point of measurement on Kerbin. Okay, so I want to do this in the upper atmosphere, so I'm actually going to try to handle this. Observe the mystery goo. Okay, I didn't get it quite high enough. I was hoping it was going to be the upper atmosphere, but apparently we're down into the lower atmosphere again. So that's okay, we're increasing our data yield. Alright, I'm going to try now. Nope, still the same thing. Okay. Close these doors, just in case. Our drogue chutes are safe to open. Alright, so we are definitely landing in this bay that I thought we would. I should trust myself. I'm going to let these drogue chutes go for a while. Last time I opened them up pretty early. Opened up the mains pretty early, and we still had a pretty extensive distance to go. So I'm going to let those drogue chutes slow us down quite a bit, but keep our speed pretty high so that I don't have to sit here and wait through it. I mean, I am risking Jebediah's life, I suppose, but I have confidence that we can hit the parachutes and they can deploy in plenty of time. So, alright, so the drogue chutes have brought us down to about 135 meters per second. We're still, you know, 3,100 meters now, falling 2,500 meters. Let's go ahead and those have fully deployed now. We're down to 3,500 meters. That slowed us down pretty significantly. We probably only needed the one parachute on this, so we're gonna let that fall even further. Then I'm gonna speed up time just a little bit here, just because this is the slowest part. And now I'll go ahead and open the mains. Okay, so mains are open. We're down to just over 6 meters per second, falling even further. Okay, we're down to 5 meters per second. And yeah, so we have a not quite successful mission, but we have increased our knowledge of what's going on the planet Kerbin. We still don't have enough data to make an analysis of whether the planet is habitable or not, but we're going to continue our experimentation. Alright, gonna slow back down here now, and we're going to splash down momentarily. So luckily we have this materials bay. This is a lot of new information from orbit that's going to help us not only design new equipment, but help us determine what the differences are between the radiation levels on Kerbin and in the space surrounding Kerbin. So, alright, let's take Jebediah on a little EVA right here. Let's see what he can get. EVA report from Kerbin's water, and let's put that in there. Store experiments, and let's see if he can do another one. Nope. Okay. So we're gonna grab the ship again and board back up. Okay, and it's time to recover him. Alright, so Jebediah, good job increasing our knowledge of what's going on the planet Kerbin. Excellent. Okay, I really want to get to orbit. Alright, let's see if we can gain any new parts. I'm going to go ahead and check this out. Alright, we've got some new scientific experiments available, a thermometer. We got some radiators. Oh, a probe body, that's kind of cool. A new antenna. Here's some a reaction wheel and stability control. And we've got some plane parts. Oh, and here's our stability enhancer. That's nice. But I think what we actually need is this one. This will increase our fuel supply with taking less parts, and it will give us this liquid fuel engine, which is a circularization stage engine, which will help us a lot. That's a much smaller engine, so that's kind of cool. All right, let's go ahead and take this one, and we'll see if we can launch another ship here. All right, can I upgrade the astronaut complex? I can. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and upgrade this, and that means that Kerbals can now do EVAs in space. So we can do some EVA reports around the planet Kerbin if we can get high enough. Alright, so I'm going to take these back off. I think since I can have less fuel tanks, I'm going to do that. Let's put this big one on here. We're going to do one little one and the little engine right there. Oop. Come on. There we go. Purchase. Do the little engine right there. Alright, so what we need is the heat shield, though. That gives us more decouplers. That's unfortunate. Okay, let's go ahead and take the materials bay off for now. We're actually going to take these off for now. We've got the data we need from up there. So this is actually just going to be pushing for the next little bit of our rocket program. So if we can get into orbit, then we can say we've accomplished something very important. Okay, so that being said, I think we can rely on this one particular chute just to go for the capsule. Can take the drogue chutes off, use some other parts there. So all we've got now is the heat shield, this capsule, and all of that on one. Before I forget, I'm going to name this the Genesis 4. So pretty soon, when we stop using this capsule, we'll stop calling them the Genesis program, but for now I'm going to keep calling it that. Okay, so since this is going to be a small ship, I'm going to use the other engine. It'll give us more thrust and less control, but I think it'll work out actually better. And then let me take this engine off, and we can connect that directly. Okay, so that's going to still give us the stability we need with a lot less parts. So we only have 16 parts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use these radial couplers, and I'm going to build a couple of big engines on the sides, and I want to keep that up. Oh, not the contracts. I need the engineering specs. Oh, come on. I don't know why that's not letting me keep that up. Okay, well, I guess we'll have to leave it. Okay, so we've got plenty of tonnage to play with. We've got plenty of parts to play with. So we're going to build some big engines for the sides here as well. Let's put some of these on. Okay, that is good. And then we'll do some stack decouplers. Nope. We'll do some engines. Let's do the swivel engines on this one, because this can help with our gravity turn. They'll give us a little more control before we jettison them. And then we'll do some radial stack decouplers, and then we can put on some more of these boosters. Okay, so that being said, we are at how many parts? We are at 28 parts, which means we can use our last two parts to actually... Oh, nope, I did not buy that. So we can use our last two parts to create the aerodynamics to help us get into orbit. Okay, so now Jebediah flew the last mission, so this one is going to be Valentina. She is excited, ready to go into orbit, and hopefully, actually, you know what? I'm going to move these down. I don't feel very comfortable with how far up those radial decouplers are. Hopefully, this is going to let us complete both missions. I want to hopefully get into space. Okay. I want to get into space. I want to go orbit around the planet, and on the way up, I want to be able to decouple these at the altitude we need to complete our contract. Okay, so on our staging, I want these two boosters to go first. I want the... Okay, so hold on. Those two to go first, then decouple there. Then those two boosters, then decouple there. I'm going to put that in its own stage just to let them float away a little bit before we actually activate this other booster. Break that off, other booster, and other engine. Then break that off, and then we have the little engine. And then the parachute in its category by itself. Okay, excellent. So Valentina's ready. Let's go ahead and move this out to the launch pad. The Genesis 4 is ready for takeoff. Alright, we are on the launch pad. We have everything staged up. Valentina is ready. And we are blasting off in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Blast off. Okay, we got a little wobble in our main engines. But they are taking us upward. Valentina has good control of the ship. We're not swaying to the right or left. Well, are we moving a little bit left? So far it's not too bad. Okay, I think it's manageable. Oh, we're skewing a little bit more. Skewing a little bit more. Okay, we're about to break these off and get some control. So let's go ahead and lose those. Start these engines up. Okay, so these engines give us actually a lot of control. They are gimbling engines. Why are we still tilting to the other direction? This is not good. This is not good. We need to get some control back. Why is it turning? I don't understand this. Okay, well, Valentina is trying her best to stabilize this thing. We are going, for some reason, we are going the wrong direction. So it's okay. We're doing all right. Why are these doing that? I don't understand. Okay, well, we're about to use up the rest of the fuel, and then we will have our other solid fuel booster going. I wonder if it's something about how we're having to do this, or how the... Okay. Wow. This rocket just does not want to go up. I wonder if it was something about how unstable the I don't really know what to call them, the nacelle engines were, as opposed to... My gosh. Okay, well, now we're gonna do flips, apparently. Okay, now if we can go up. I don't want to do that. This is crazy. Valentina has completely lost control of the ship. Alright, well, this was unfortunately a failed experiment. Even now, the ship is completely out of control. And I don't quite know why. But that's okay. We will do better next time. See, even now, it just keeps turning. I mean, I know I could use some stability assists, but... Alright, wait, we've got a little bit of stability going on here. Oh, nope, nope. Stay up, stay up. Alright. That's fine. We're just gonna get Valentina back safely, and then we'll try again. Try again. Alright, so let's see if this crew report yields any new information. Hey, that's pretty good. I would take her out on EVA, but it's going to be a little dangerous, so we're just going to go on down. I'm thinking we might actually land in the mountain biome, though, so that might give us a little new information regarding the... are we slowing down? Yeah, we're slowing down. Okay, this should be good. New information regarding the irradiation of the surfaces. If we can get some information from the mountaintops, you can see how it varies with altitude. So I guess this will not be a completely lost cause, even though it kind of is. But that's okay. We're coming back with a little bit of scientific data. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and deploy our chute. And it should deploy fully very soon. Okay, slow it down. Got a little too close to this this mountainside for comfort, but we are now slowed down. We are down to slow enough speed to land. Not as slow as I'd like it to be, but slow enough that this capsule will be just fine. Alright, well, unfortunately that was a little bit of a failed experiment, but we'll do better next time. But now we can get Valentina out. She can go explore the surface and do an EVA report. Alright, so let's get back in our capsule and we can go ahead and bring her home. Alright, so a little bit of a failed experiment, but that's okay. We're coming back with a little bit of data, and we'll learn from our mistakes, and hopefully we can create a stable craft that will continue going straight up for a bit. Maybe we need to lose those side pylons until we can get something like the struts to keep them from wobbling around. I think that's our biggest problem. Alright, Valentina was good. Alright, if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you would like future updates, please hit the subscribe button. I appreciate you watching. Thanks, I'll see you next time.